Oh, that would have sucked.
All right. Let me let me see if I can knock us out. What do you say?
Yeah, let's
What do
let's
you
start
say?
that way.
Yeah.
I want to be in first person when you do it, though.
I'm gonna back
I
into
want to
it.
see if I
You ready?
generally just go. "Ugh."
Oh, that wasn't the clang I was looking for.
Just forward it.
Uh-oh. The car's
Oh,
broke.
oh, here comes that snail.
Oh, she's on my feet! No, no, no! No loud noise, no loud noise. Alright, welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. That's RazorTube. Oh, okay, she good?
Yeah, she's
That's RazorTube. I'm Jade Monkey. We're talking about sickness and 107 Plus for PlayStation, Xbox, and the PC. Most recently, we've had people ask us, hey, we're getting sick a lot, both in Chinaris and Livonia. And that right there. There's kind of a new sickness. There's an actual cold now that's kind of eluding people, and we'll tell you what we do know so far and how to fix said things, cholera and other things that are kind of gotchas for new players and even for the veterans out there. Yeah, I know we first got this. Now, supposedly, you can transfer this sickness if I were to take a swig of something. And I don't know if this has to incubate for a long time, but like, oh, I don't have
I don't
any
know what
water.
the time is on it. I don't have
Yeah,
water.
if I drink something and
Oh
then
yeah, I
give
do.
it and I give it to Razor, he can get it. Or if I'm around him a lot, sneezing in his face, I can also give it to him. So a lot of you are probably saying, "Hey, that's cool and all, but how do I fix it?" Right? Well,
Yeah.
is your guys sick yet? No.
Where'd it go? Really?
All right, I'm gonna try eating the multivitamins. I don't know if that fixes it. I
Yeah.
know tetracycline does. Okay, so one thing that you can do. Oh, there you go. One thing that you
Yeah, go
can
ahead and
do.
sit down.
Well, hopefully this doesn't have cholera in it.
It's-
All right, take a little swig. I hope it's full of riddled with sickness. Riddled with sickness. So one thing you got to do, if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you see the little splat. It looks like a bacteria thing, and there's a pill next to it. You have to wait for things to metabolize. That's one of the biggest things is people just keep eating something, the remedy for it, and they're like, it's not working. Well, first of all, you don't want to stack them, and you want to make sure that it completely clears. So like when the pill goes away or the sickness goes away, you're good. And in some cases, depending on how long you've had cholera or other sicknesses, sometimes you have to take it multiple times, but you have to wait for it to go completely through your system. I took vitamins. I don't know if that's actually going to fix it. But one of the other things we're going to test, you drink out of it?
Yeah, I drink out
All
of
right,
it so I could see
we'll let
what
that
happens.
percolate. One of the things we also want to fix or attempt to fix is cholera. So just a nice little safety PSA for everybody playing. When you find containers in the wild, like let's say you just find this canteen out there, it's the equivalent of just having a bunch of river water in it. In most cases, over 60% of the time, there's cholera in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's super bad. And even if you get it right away, it will slowly start to get worse. That does stack over time. You down here? Where you at, homie? Need you to drink this.
I'm 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 just right here.
Where,
Uh,
where you at?
right by the car.
Right here? Right here? Take a swig of this. Now, if you find just regular containers, you always want to dump them out. And now, in 107, you can look down on things like concrete or inside of houses. If you look at the lower left, it'll say empty out even when you're inside of a house. And that's how you get rid of it. Just a general rule, I pour out any new container I get that I haven't verified, I pour out the contents because I just assume it has cholera. Even in situations where you're like, well, I'm really in the straits of dire, it's usually not worth it because it makes you really ill. Go ahead and take a swig. Now, that's river water, so he's gonna get sick for sure.
Yeah, this is gonna be annoying.
So let me know when you're actually sick. It'll show up like a little bacteria splatter. Alright, let's go ahead and drive up to the medical tent area. You totally pounded the whole thing. Oh, we ruined the car though, didn't we? Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
certainly did. Never mind, we're not going anywhere.
And just like anything else, you're gonna have to wait for this cholera doesn't kick in until a little bit after you drink it.
hmm
And
So,
it's I always die from it every single time. It's so dangerous.
it's super bad. Now, a lot of people also, just like with health status and everything else, if you're looking at my health right now, I'm yellow and I'm half. But you see one chevron going up. That's, I'm recovering slowly. So if I do things like eat food and drink water slowly, I'll start to get my health back a bit quicker. But health takes a while to regen. There's no, like, one universal, like, take this and you'll get your health back instantly. Always kind of janky. Now, one thing you got to make sure, I want to stick around you, Racer, when you get sick. When he starts, when cholera really kicks in, he's going to start yakking all the time. And we have to be careful because his food and water will plummet. And a lot of times the puking and stuff will kill the character before anything else. Because, like, it'll just drop your health meter down. So another thing to note, too, is if you've noticed, if you've ever been dehydrated or food, if you ever see it in red, you will slowly take health away from you. So you'll see your health meter with a chevron pointing down. It'll be a slow burn, and you won't equalize it and go back to gaining until you're in yellow of either stat. So if he are you pounding more of it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay, so here's what tetracycline looks like in the wild. I'll throw that on the ground. You can find those in Livonia. You can find them in a lot of different places. Sometimes in military camps and those little crates that you see in like the roadblocks are really nice. Medical centers, even around surrounding medical centers, especially in Livonia, you'll see them often. So they're quite nice. And we'll go over some of these while we're waiting for these effects to kind of come through. Because I wasn't sure.
I'm surprised I haven't got it yet.
Oh, you will. Okay, so right here's what tetracycline looks like. Now, if he does have cholera or even my cold, tetracycline does fix it. I don't know if it's supposed to, but I know in this version it most certainly does fix it. And again, you want to make sure that you take one, wait for the pill to clear. Okay, so the multivitamins didn't cure me. Alright, so I have the common cold. You can tell because I'm coughing and sneezing. You can tell when he has cholera because he will start barfing like crazy. Okay, so I'm going to take one tetracycline and show you. Alright, so there's one. You can see the pill in the lower right-hand corner next to the bacteria. I'm only going to do one. Because I even think the developer said in the previous versions that if you take more than one, it can cancel out the effect. So it won't actually cure anything.
How do you tell what type of sickness do you have?
You kind of just have to tell by symptoms, really. Or you can even take your temperature, but I don't know if this is broken. So I can go up to you and go, hey, ready? I'll take your temperature. Hold still. You can tell if you have cholera because you just start dying rapidly.
Yeah.
Well, you can also tell, like, you're sick of some sort because you've got the little bacteria thing. But I think part of the gameplay is you have to figure it out. It looks like I'm taking your blood, dude.
Oh, yeah, oh, okay. When you take my temperature, the temperature in degrees pops up on my screen. That's cool.
Yeah, so you're 35.6 Celsius. I don't know what that is converted. Let me take mine.
Does it tell you what kind of bacteria you got?
No. It'll just tell me what my temperature is. Beep. Mine says 35.7. I don't know if that's normal or not, to be honest. Okay, so one of the other things, these are different medical supplies here. We've got codeine, which should help with my cold as well. Charcoal tablets help when you drink things like gasoline by accident. I've done that. Don't want to talk about it. Then we have chlorine tablets. So if you've got dirty water, you can apply the actual chlorine to the water to make it clean. Do you have a canteen full of water from the river?
I can get one. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Another few things that you may want to look into are getting saline bags. These right here. These will help you recover when you're losing blood. And an IV start kit. You actually need both of these. You'll have to combine an IV start kit into... Let me go ahead and crouch so you can see what this looks like. An IV start kit. Oh, it's actually super bright. IV start kit. A saline bag. We tried it. There we go. That's what the IV start kit looks like. And again, we're on the PC right now, but this applies for all platforms. PS4, Xbox, and PlayStation. We're all currently riding on the same version. 107's had its issues. I think we're on, as of this recording, we're on 107 hot patch, or hotfix 2, I think. Okay, there's the canteen. This is dirty river water. We're going to go ahead and purify this with chlorine tablets. I'm waiting for my my effects to clear here. And I can purify it by holding the action button on top of the container when it's on the ground. And I have the chlorine tablets in my hand. Beep,
I
boop, boop,
have
beep.
cholera now.
Okay, let me see. I just want to see you yak once. We'll just kind of wait around for it. One of the other things...
Take my temperature now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Another thing to keep in mind, blood loss during fights is going to mess you up badly. You'll start to lose your vision. It'll be harder for you to recover. You'll burn through food and water much quicker. So having a saline bag or your own blood bag, 35.4?
Mine says 0.2, but it went down.
Yeah, watch.
1%.
He's we're gonna wait for his effects to kick in. So things like this, where let's say I had like blood loss. It's gonna help me recover by doing things like taking saline. Actually, I think it'll help you recover. Oh, you're trying to get him to yak, huh? There we go. So when it's combined, it says IV and saline bag. It says a bag of saline solution with an IV set ready for infusion, used to treat dehydration, accelerated blood regeneration. So, oh yeah, you can also use it for water too. Glad we read that. I do already have a blood bag. Let me go ahead and show you. In a lot of medical centers, again, and even surrounding buildings and medical centers, you can find these, and they oftentimes have a complete kit. You have an IV bag, a blood test kit. Go ahead and you can test your blood. Drop that on the ground for you. Mine's B, and you definitely don't want to mix the different types that aren't compatible because you will take some deeps. Actually, you can start to see some of the blood loss effects once I take a few of these. And again, I can't use this until I actually have an IV. So I oftentimes, if I have an IV start kit, I'll wait, because sometimes I might need to use a saline bag on somebody else, and that's the safest way to do some recovery on somebody, and you don't know their blood type. And in this case, all right, you can already see my blood's in yellow. I can recover it with a saline bag. I think I picked it up. Yep, I certainly did. Saline bag, which is down here, that has an IV start kit. I'm going to use half of it. I believe I don't have to use the whole thing. I can use like part of it. Or not. Nope, that's a it's only the blood bag. Oh man, that's I don't ever remember that happening. So I definitely am now recovering. So if you look at my blood now, it's 3 chevrons up, so I'm gaining very quickly, and I can also take the rest of my transfusion, which I can use just part of. And I already tapped that out earlier and took my blood, so I'm going to go ahead and give myself the transfusion, and I'm good to go. So my blood should recover rather quickly. You can see my vision's getting a little bit black and white or a little bit desaturated for my Photoshop people. Multivitamins can also cure the sickness a lot of times. So if I'm sneezing, or I'm sorry, if you have cholera, and I don't know if that's meant to be that way, but vitamins have been fixing things quite often. Hey, is your guy sick?
No, not yet.
He will be.
I have cholera, but I haven't like started to die yet.
I'm gonna start pounding river water until I get it too. Watch, and then we both have it like crazy. By the way, if you're getting a container from somebody and you're not sure if it's clean from the cold or cholera, because cholera can be transferred between if your mouth is touching the container, you can take things like disinfectant. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. Alcohol tincture. Here's the alcohol tincture. It's used to disinfect, just like it says. I did bring, I think it's in the car. Hang on, let me go take a look. That we wrecked. You're like, you wrecked it. Fair enough. I definitely wrecked it. There it is, the disinfectant. A lot of times when I get fresh containers and we haven't tested it from somebody, we'll also disinfect the outside. So if somebody that was sick drank from it or had cholera, you could pass it that way. It's not even the contents, it's what's outside that container because your mouth is touching it. Same thing with cooking pots. Even the, oftentimes you'll see us do things like we'll fill up giant jerry cans full of water, and I don't have one with me. And if you're sharing that between your group and someone's got the sickness, they're going to make everybody sick because they touch their mouth to the container. So things like disinfectant and alcohol tincture would be your best friend. So like we can
You know what?
What's that?
I didn't get cholera. I got your cold.
That's awesome. So I
because I sneezed. So basically, you gotta wait for
you got it from drinking out of my
yeah.
container.
Yeah, you gotta wait for it to metabolize. Basically, it's only been what, like maybe 5, 8 minutes ish. I don't know since I drank out of that.
Yeah.
So it takes a little while for it to kick in. So you won't even know you have it until it's like metabolized, I guess.
Yeah. So some of the gotchas for a lot of new players, and again, the learning curve for this game is rather steep. But again, you always hear me say it's part of its charm, and so I would say whenever you can, if you're at a medical place, stock up on all the different supplies, especially tetracycline. It seems to fix most of the ailments. I know codeine will fix your cold. So come on over. I'll go ahead and give you the business. As you can see right there in the lower in the lower right hand corner, I've got my bacteria is no longer showing up because my tetracycline cleared it. That's crazy. So like if you're not cleaning containers, we'll just be
Yeah.
passing the sickness around. That's crazy. They finally put it
Mhm.
in like all the way. That's cool. So again, like if Razor were to share this with me, I'd be like, nah, son. Let me spray that with some Febreze. That's cool. All right. So hopefully that helps you out with the sickness, both in Chernarus and Livonia and 107 plus. This will also be applied to future versions, and I'm sure there'll be other things like broken legs, which they say they're going to add to the game later. So we'll be sure to do updates on that when that does happen. So be sure to drop a like if it was useful. Again, I almost, I mean, that's RazorTube. I'm Jade Monkey. I almost had that flipped. So yeah, we do post daily DayZ content in my DayZ highlights playlist. Razor posted on his channel as well, his own videos as well, and we do a lot of open world survival, things like Rust, things like DayZ, and with the Rust beta coming around the corner, we'll be doing a lot more Rust videos in addition to the daily DayZ videos. So we're definitely not gonna that's not gonna stop. So yeah, so if you're not subscribed, consider dropping a subscribe and turning on the notifications to get those notifications for videos like this and for live streams. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video. I love your bush. Ooh. Ooh. I can't believe we wrecked the car. You're like, we? You're like, you wrecked the car.